Oria's Oshai podcast, a captivating and insightful series dedicated to all things hair and skin, featuring a dynamic duo of professional cosmetologists, Maria and Tish, with a combined experience of over 50 years. This podcast promises to deliver a wealth of knowledge and practical advice. Through their individual and collective experiences, these seasoned experts will enlighten and empower listeners, showcasing their personal truths about hair and skincare. Tune in every Monday at 9 o'clock as Oria's Oshai podcast invites you on a fascinating journey, allowing you to see the world of hair and skin through the discerning eyes of these two remarkable professionals. Get ready to complete your assignment in the realm of hair and skincare with Oria's Oshai podcast.
Thank you for creating something that's natural and works really well, is priced well. I love Oria's Oshai.
Okay, so this is Oria's Oshai. Stuff works. I mean, these feet of mine, on my feet 30 years, wow, cracked, everything you could think of. But after using this, wonderful.
Well, welcome. Tish. Hello,
Indeed.
Tish.
Hello. Welcome back. We are back.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you as well. Well, we're here. We're back. We told everyone, hopefully we have people that's going to join us as we speak about everything. Begin with H and end in R. My favorite subject. So hopefully everybody is hearing us and we don't have any feedback, and we're going to have a great show tonight. So, and I'm looking forward to it because we're going to recap. Isn't that right, Tish?
That's right. We are recapping from the beginning. From which we came.
Yeah. So Oria's Oshai podcast, we want to say welcome.
Welcome.
We're here to share our knowledge through our eyesight and our experiences over the many years, combined 50 years plus, between me and Tish.
Yes, that is correct.
We have done, both of us have done vast of different things, and now we're here to tell our story.
Yes.
So from the chemicals to the natural and anything in between, this is our life.
Yes, it is. And wouldn't trade it in for nothing. It's who we are.
That's right. All day, every day. I love being a cosmetologist. I keep forgetting sometimes, though. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I was an instructor. Oh, I did have a school. I keep forgetting that sometimes. Seems like it's been many moons ago, but it is.
Well, it was. But all those moons combined bring you to where you are today, you know?
That is true, but I shouldn't forget it sometimes. Like I forget I'm an author. Like someone says, didn't you write a book? I said, oh yeah. I did too. I mean, because I've just been moving so fast. Things are going so fast in my life. And I thank God for this moment.
Yes.
Because without Oria's Oshai, I might have never met you.
This is true.
So, and I wouldn't be in this space. So, look at us now, Tish.
Right. Those many moons brought us together. And now we're walking in the sun.
That's right. And we still talk about hair. Still, look, from 15, 14, 15, 16 years old, I'm still talking about hair. That's amazing.
Mm.
That goes to show you it's in the DNA
Yeah.
because, I mean, like I said, I can't even remember how I wrote a book. So, that didn't stick with me. But hair every day,
Mm. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we done had
You said you were
long hair.
14, 15. Yeah. I was 16.
Hmm.
Yeah. Before I made it like a stamp. I was in denial 13 and 14. I was just helping. Oh, Tish, can you do my hair for the eighth grade dance? Yeah. Can you
I was
can
in
you
it.
do? Oh yeah. I was doing my peers in the eighth grade. I mean, they have sent me pictures of the work that I have done
Oh,
in the
wow.
eighth grade. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, that is good. I did that. That's like, yes, you did my hair. And I was like, wow. Like I didn't even count
Mhm.
those years because at that time I just knew I was gonna be a nurse. So
And see,
I
I just
you know,
knew I was gonna be
yeah.
a police officer.
Yeah.
Hey, you could not tell me to get out of that tree because I was rolling that invisible vet jet, excuse me, jet from Wonder Woman. I was gonna
Oh.
save the world. Like what? Doing some hair? You ain't got time for no hair.
Right.
Mm-mm. And I didn't even
Right.
like get my own hair done. So how I didn't even visualize me doing somebody else's hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Same
But look
here.
at
But
us
that
now. We done had it short. I done had mine almost bald. I done did so much every color. I look at the young people. I didn't have the pale teal, but I had the pale blue. I've had the blue. I had the red, white, and blue. I've done the colors, honey, because
Mhm.
I love playing with the colors. But
You want to explore.
yes. And then you explore on your clients. They're like, "Ooh, just do something different." Oh my goodness, when you say do something different,
Light
what?
up like a Christmas tree.
I got it just for you. I got something special. You don't even know
Let's
what the
try this.
you
And
don't
those
even know
moments
what
are
you
kind of rare, in the industry. It's not all the time when someone is ready to jump in and try something daring. So those moments are priceless and exciting. It's like, wait a minute, what? You want to do what? Okay, let's do this. Because most people live in a very conservative world. So, you know,
got. I
people
have
live
a
in a
I have a client. Need to invite her on. Her name is Ruby. Hey Ruby, if you watching
hey,
from
Ruby.
my home. And it is ironic. She tells the story of how when I had my first salon, I rented a little space in back of this building
Okay.
that in the front, the mother did hair,
Mm,
and then the son, he sold cars. And I had the back room where I had my little, created Rion's Design Impressions. So that's how I
okay.
started the salon. And then me and her, we shared the shampoo area. So she had
Mm,
one bowl, I had one bowl. So that's how the salon started for me. And I had this client named Ruby, and she wanted her hair blonde.
okay.
So at that time, everybody, and they still do it now, but you know how they came with the concept that you can do this blonde and the relaxer. And for some reason, she thought that she could do this. And I said, "Well, let's come back in a couple weeks. Let me do the relaxer. Come back in a couple weeks, and I'll do your color."
Mhm.
Well, honey, you got to hear her tell the story. She'll have you in the floor. She says, "No." And I said, "Ruby, I can't do that. I'm telling you, it's your hair is gonna fall out." She says to me, "If you don't put this in my hair, you ain't never worried about seeing me coming back." That's what she said,
Well,
baby. So I said, for my better, I was young. I was only 19. I was young. I was like, well, if you crazy enough for me to let me do it, I'm gonna do it.
mhm.
Listen, don't test this Gemini because we will do it. Girl.
Mm.
So I put the relaxer in, and after I put the relaxer in, I mixed up the color. And when I mixed up the color, Lord and behold, I started combing it, and I noticed the hair started sliding out the comb. I said, "Oh, we gotta get to the bowl. We gotta get to the bowl." And I had an assistant, okay? At that time, 19 years old, I had an assistant because now I'm rolling because I had bought my clients from school, from cosmetology school. So I
Mm.
had a client base when I started my
Okay.
salon.
Okay.
I get to the bowl, and baby, all you can see is the blonde and the hair just falling right out. And
Just slick.
she
Just slick.
said, "Let me see."
She ain't believe
And
five
we like,
burns.
"No, no." She said, "Give me the mirror." I said, "No, no, 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 no." She's pulling up, and I'm pushing her back. Oh my God, you got to hear this story. She would have you in the floor dying laughing.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
make a long story short, her hair came out. It
Mhm.
did. That's the first. It just came right on out with the
Oh
water.
yeah. It's gonna do it.
And she tells the story of how
Wow.
she says, I did not hold her responsible. I told her to do it, and she did it. And I told her it was hair, and we're going to work this out. And I gave her a whole year of treatments. I said, I'll take care of it. And I did. I gave her a whole year treatment. And baby, when I say once we got it together, you talking about the most prettiest blonde head of hair. If I should have
Non-relax.
had, oh my goodness, beautiful. And she rocked blonde for years. Everybody
That
knew who with the blonde hair. And
mhm.
I had mastered it, but
Mhm.
I learned the hard way. But it really and truly, she allowed me to experiment on her.
Oh, it'll shape
So
you.
from that point on, I was ready to experiment on everybody. Girl, let me tell
Wow.
you what I got for you. Thank God it turned out good. I'm so glad it turned out good because I did a lot of colors, and I
Mm,
mixed things, and that's what really and truly helped me with the Riz O'Shea because I
mm,
wasn't scared of mixing and
mhm,
trying to figure out, does this work? Does that work? I just kept adding stuff to make it even better and better and better
mm,
into the formula that I have today.
mhm. Wow.
That's my hair experience right there. What you got, Tish? I know you got something over there. Give it up, Tish.
Uh, well, since we're on the color, I had a similar experience, but it was me. I did it on myself. I was just coming out of beauty school and I
Okay.
had wanted this long red hair. And I went and bought the most expensive red hair I could afford at the time because I wanted ringlets. So I had
Okay.
this color of beautiful red, like a RO, like a red orange,
Uh-huh.
ringlets.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
um, I was heading to the new salon after I had graduated from beauty school.
Okay.
And I noticed a lot of the new growth was coming in, and I was still relaxed. And I was like, okay, I know I got this new growth, but I need this color to match this hair, this red hair. So I was working with a new crew, and the young ladies, I said, listen, I know I got just enough new growth to put this relaxer in and color. She's like, I got you. I got you. I was the baby of a salon. I was 19, 20. They was about 27, 28. They was, you know, my senior, 8 years, 10 years my senior. But this one young lady, her name was Stephanie, I'll never forget. And she's like, I got you, girl. I'm going to put this relaxer in. So she put the relaxer in because I had enough hair to overlay, the tracks. And so I was like, okay, all right, we good. And then I said, well, she was like, I got your color. I said, is it a semi? Because I just got this relaxer. She was like, yes, a semi. We good, we good. But when you put a semi the same day as a relaxer, it becomes like permanent. So we thought we was in the safe zone. We were not. And so my hair did not come out all at once. It came out slowly in patches. And so we were a traveling salon. So we were on our way to Chicago. and we had just did a hair show. We was traveling. It was one of the Bronner Brother events. You know, we started traveling to different shows, and it was a company. It was like Waterworks, you know, almost like the Beijing back then, color company. And you know, Chicago is known to be the windy city. So I said, let me take these tracks out before this trip. And I had holes all in the back of my head, but I had created this haircut. The young lady was like, we're gonna cover this up. And so there was kind of no way to cover up the holes and the patches, and the wind blew too strong. And the owner of the salon said we was leaving out of one of the convention centers, and that wind blew, and you can see all the gaps in my head from my hair falling out. And the owner said, "What's wrong with your hair?" I was like, "Shh," because nobody knew. I got away with it until that wind blew in windy Chicago, and I was exposed. I had so much breakage and patches in the back of my head. So, you know, I was glad it was me. You know, I experiment on me. I didn't experiment on anybody because I was like,
That's right.
let me
That's
be the
right.
one to take the
Yeah.
fall. But yeah, it was coming out in patches. I was like in denial for a couple weeks because I would be
Wow.
driving and then I could just feel the hair shoulder just falling out. And I would have to just take it and just try to remove it while I'm driving because it's literally falling out.
Right. That's right.
That was one
That's
of, you know, the most traumatic,
right.
scariest. And therefore,
Wow.
you know, I never overlap color and relaxer again. Like, no, either you have a relaxer or you get color. You're not doing both. And I'm not going to
Shelly,
be
don't be
doing
laughing. Don't be laughing at us. We just telling the truth. These are the truths. That didn't happen to
many
you. I didn't do
moons
your
ago.
hair
Woo. Yeah, so we got some
but
stories, but that was definitely my story. Ooh.
and it's just amazing how like we're looking back at it now. And my clients, like I said, my client is she's older now and she told that story and I had forgotten all of I didn't for, I didn't forget about the way she told it. It was like she remembered everything, like every
The
detail. And
detail.
I was in tears. I was like, yep. I couldn't disagree with her. I was like, yep. Because I
Wow.
told you I was going to do
Wow,
that.
wow,
And
wow.
you said, no, you're going to do this. And if you didn't do this, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to come back. I was going to sit in your chair. And
I call them
I said,
bullies of the industry. We got some
oh, yeah.
clients
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like, "Oh,
bully.
no,
You
you
get
gonna
your
do
good
my hair."
stuff.
They want
Oh,
what they want.
oh, oh, oh.
Yes, yes.
And
They
see,
tell you
men
this what
aren't
I
like
want. You're
that.
like, "I'm not doing
We're not.
that. You're
Mm.
not gonna talk about me." They like, "No, it's okay. I want it. This what I want." I'm like, ah.
Oh, she said she no, I didn't, but she did. Oh, so you can relate, Shelly, huh?
She said, but I
She
did
said
it
she
to
did it
myself.
to herself.
Yeah, yeah. Is
I
that
know a
her? Is
lot of
that
people
her?
did it to themselves.
She still remembers. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh
listen, I
yes.
did it once, and trust and believe that was once was enough for me.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure. Same here.
Somebody asked me, I was like, no, mm-mm. And I was saying, with men, it's different. Men is like, okay,
Mm,
you say it's not gonna work. I'm cool. It's all right.
mhm,
We gotta,
mhm.
their
They
thing is
say,
they're
"I
just
trust
walking.
you." You know, they leave it. They leave it.
Oh yeah.
Women like, mm-mm, because they want what they want, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I I don't know if I ever seen a man. Have you ever seen a man with relaxed blonde hair? I've seen it
Well,
white.
not relax. You know, they'll do the blonde, but it won't
Yeah,
be
they're just
color.
blonde.
You
No,
know,
so
not
I
in today's
don't think
time.
they
You know,
do
back
do
in
a
the day in the
combination.
80s,
It's the
70s, they would.
women. We gotta
Mhm.
have the slick sides. We
Right.
want everything to just
The
lay down.
edges in the back. Right. Yeah.
It's just gotta be laying down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but the
Uh-huh.
men, yeah, oh yeah.
Gotta be
I
tight.
see
Gotta
the
be
men,
right.
yeah, you're right with the blonde hair. Yeah, yes, yes. But
Mhm.
man, these experiences. But even when we was talking last week, and George, he joined in and he was like, "Look, he know about the Beijing." He was like, "You know what? I used to do the same thing," but he said it burned his scalp, and a
Hmm.
lot of men it did that, and what happened is it especially if you got a lot of your beard, and as that hair grow out, they had patches of how it's burned them. So you do not supposed to leave that in, man.
So Beijing does have a little sodium hydroxide in it when you read the little side print on the box. So that's why when you use Beijing after a relaxer, it acts like a permanent hair color because it does have a little bit of that sodium hydroxide in, even though it's a water base, whatever that
Mhm.
powder was created with. They infuse some sodium, so you are basically putting relaxer on your face.
It's
Water activates
it's
it.
just amazing that that he shared that, and I remember someone saying that to me too. They was like,
Okay.
that really burned my skin. I can't use that, and I was like,
Mm,
well,
yeah. Sensitivity. Yeah.
mhm.
Hmm. So we do have to read and be cautious. And it
Yeah,
would be cool to hear if any viewers had any victim stories, as you will.
that's right. That's right.
Either
Please
they
call in and
were
share.
bullied and they demanded to have these experiences.
Oh
They,
yes, yes.
or they was
Listen,
like, the stylist was like, "No, I got you. I got you.
mhm.
You're gonna be all right."
Gonna be all right. All right. And
Mm,
then what about the clients that you give them color
mhm,
and you miss that one piece of gray hair? That just
mm,
that little piece right there.
mm.
And you take her cape off and she's looking good. And she gets close to the mirror and she said, but
What about
you
that piece right there?
what about that right? You didn't get that right there. You missed that. Is there anything you can do about that? Your hair's dry. I finished you. I'm ready to send you home. It's okay. Can you put a little mascara? But you missed that right there. It's like it's almost like it's a sore that you just left
Yeah,
unattended. Like
yeah. It's the
they're gonna let
peekaboo.
you
It's
know.
exposed. Yeah.
Yes, you. So it's important when you do color, cosmetologists, barbers. Please get that one little that. It's important to get that.
Saturate the hairline, which is a
Okay,
very important tip too, Maria. The hairline has hair a lot further down on the forehead than you realize. So when
exactly.
you're applying the color, what the naked eye sees just straight on is a
Mhm.
normal application process. But
Yeah.
some people grow hair way
And
down,
it's very
and
and that's that
those
baby
hairs,
fine hair.
yes, but
Mhm.
if you don't color it, they will stick out like a sore thumb. You be like, okay, I know I colored the majority of this
Brush
forehead
and
and
scratch
this
up.
hairline, but
Get the most out of here. I pat it on there. Yeah.
oh yes, oh
You didn't
yes,
come
and
down
then
far
you
enough.
have yes, yes. Some people hair grow all the way down, and then you have the resistant patches. I find that a lot of clients have resistant patches around the hairline and the temple
Mhm.
area, and no matter how much you apply that color, that area is saying, "Listen, I'm not being colored today." It is so rebellious. Um, when we were in beauty school, they used the term pre-softening. Maria, do you remember when they used to pre-soften, which is they used to take that developer and pat it,
That's right.
cotton ball
Uh-huh.
in that developer.
How about
And
that, Tish? Oh, I haven't
come
heard nobody talk about that in years. You're right.
Oh yeah, we
Pre-salt.
don't hear anybody
That's
talk about it anymore because
because ain't
it's
nobody
a
doing it
it
anymore.
was right, but it was an excellent technique. You kind of
Yes,
open up that cuticle on that shaft a little bit so that gray can absorb that color.
that's right.
I apply that every now and then, but most of the time, the client's hair is a little fragile, so I have to be careful. But that gray is so resistant. I'm so tempted to do more, but I've seen too much of that can cause breakage as well. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to tread lightly with that pre-softening, but it works.
And then
It's
you
a
have
technique
clients
that
like
does work.
me. I come in, I got because I have very sensitive skin. Oh my goodness.
Mm,
Very, it's very porous. It
it
holds on to
grabs,
that color.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I'm the one that walks out and I got the black ring around here because my skin didn't absorb the color. And what makes it even worse is, I come in, I got my Rizzo shade because I got that all on. Then you put your base
Like
on
a
it.
base. That's your base.
And sometimes it doesn't take. I mean, I don't get upset because it didn't take because I don't want my skin to be black. So it's
Right.
cool, you
Right.
know. But and you just have to have that conversation with your clients and say, look, this is why your color's not taking because you don't put whatever you don't put around your edges, it's not the color, it's not allowing the color to absorb.
Yeah,
So
that barrier. It's putting up a barrier. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you got to be mindful, especially ladies, that you're doing hair at home, which of course we don't recommend. But if you're doing hair at home, that you definitely that'll eliminate a lot of the color residue around your scalp and around the
Hmm.
edges. But by the same token, if you be too heavy-handed, then it'll stop the color from penetrating on the hair,
Yes.
especially the gray hair. The gray hair
Yes.
needs extra force.
Yes. The lack of pigment in that silver can be very
Mhm.
rebellious. It's like, look, I lost the color on purpose. Stop trying to restore me.
So listen, hair victims, do you have any stories you want to share? Tonight we're just recapping on some things that we went over. You guys couldn't hear me real clear last week when we was talking about the barbers and beards. But we're here to recap on just everything that we've talked about the last couple of weeks. So call in 443-272-1172. We would love to hear your stories as well, because me and Tish, we can talk about this all night into the morning to next couple of days, weeks, because as professionals, we have not only the experience and we dealt with this firsthand, but the stories is now we're reflecting back on them. Where would they be without us? Because they got great healthy hair. They know how to take care of their hair. We prepared them for this journey.
There you go. And more journey to come for the newbies.
Now,
But
my clients in home in Virginia, they're not happy with this conversation because they're like, "You just need to stop and just come back and do our hair." Well,
oh,
that's why I created Oria's O'Shea. I'll help you grow some hair. I'll help you maintain it, make it look healthy. But I
which
can't
is
come back and
vital
do
and important.
it. Yes,
That's imperative. Keeping the hair healthy, you know.
that's right. And I can show you how to keep it nice and healthy. But I can't come back and be behind the chair. I'm so sorry. Matter of fact, I don't think my legs, my arms, my hands, wrists, none would withstand it now because I've been out of it.
Mm. Oh yeah, you have to do a full workout regimen
Oh,
before you get started.
yeah. We ain't doing all that. No, we ain't doing all that. Mm-mm. No,
She said, no ma'am."
we ain't doing none of that. But I'm definitely here to support anybody that needs their hair done, a great style. You need to go to Savvy Elite Salon in Tyrone. She can hook you up.
Come on
She
through.
is over there, and plus she carries the Rizzo Shea products.
That's
So
right.
that's a win-win.
One stop shop, full service
There it is.
salon. Take care of your hair care needs for
Everything.
women and men.
There it is.
Yes, 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 yes. Barbering has always been exciting for me. I enjoy barbering as just as much as I do, flat twists or putting a beautiful deep conditioning or shine silk press on a female. I enjoy tapering, fading, blending, making the man look sharp. I love that.
That's
There's definitely a different type of feeling of I guess you say gratitude when I'm working on men as well. Their level of appreciation when you make them look good and feel good as well. Men love to feel
mhm.
groomed and polished, just like the female, but it's on a masculine tip, and it is fun. It is fun because I do a stimulating scalp massage as well for men. Men love to get their scalp clean, deep condition, whether it's with a tea tree, menthol type of technique, or product that kind of open up their pores and stimulate their scalp, because men sweat heavy and they want their scalp to feel clean as well. So when you come in and lay back in the bowl, get a nice vigorous shampoo, whether you have a lot of hair or a little hair. The scalp loves to feel manipulated and
Yeah.
treated. So that's always a treat. Men love that. And normally once they experience that, they feel like, oh wow, what have I been missing out on? Just them maintaining it themselves gives them a whole different experience when they come to the salon. So it's almost like when they get their first pedicure, they're like, whoa, my feet. So when they get their scalp massage, and we'll do, the hot towels over the forehead, and
Mhm.
run
That's
that
right.
nice warm towel over the whole entire head, that experience for them is priceless. So they come back on repeat because they enjoy the pampering
Yes.
portion of the service. So, you know, this is what we do. This is what I do.
I had
And it is.
a client that I would do his hair, and when I would be massaging his head, his feet would rise.
Little feet trying to get
Oh,
off the ground. Like,
baby,
they want
what
to say,
are you
wee.
doing? What are you doing? He'll say, "Oh, it feels so good," and his feet will rise. The
Because
cake
they
will come up.
decompress. Absolutely. When they say let somebody else take the wheel, you have taken the wheel at that point.
Yeah,
They have released all guard. Most men are always on guard. They got to watch
yeah,
the door and watch this.
true.
And look out,
Mhm.
baby, when they get that bowl and them eyes closed.
Mm. Man,
And
man,
someone else is taking over, they can relax, decompress. And that is therapy. That is very, extremely therapeutic. So if you haven't tried it, once you do, you will appreciate it. Absolutely.
exactly, exactly. And Tish, we talked about the beginning of when we came back in February, we was talking about the thinning of the edges
Hmm.
and how we just talked about the color and how to protect the
Hmm.
edges. But also when we was talking about the locks and
Hmm.
braiding, how to not put that tension around those edges.
Hmm. Oh
So
yes,
how
because
do
that hair is
you,
so
because like I said, you're in that, how do you protect your clients' edges when they want braids, or even when you was talking about when you palm twist,
fun.
how do you protect those edges?
Well, the hairline is the most fragile. It may look like it's the most strongest and aggressive and, what they call kinky or nappy, but it's actually not. It's a very fine texture around the framing of the face. So when you're dealing with the edges, you have to use less tension. Let the
Mhm,
product do the slicking as opposed to you putting all that tension on it. I like to use like an edge control. For my females, or my foam mousse when I'm doing my palm rolling. When it comes to my braiding, if I'm doing like a crochet service, because I do not do individuals, um, I leave that to my other sisters in the industry, my African braiding galleries. I'm not trying to step on your toes by any means by doing that. So I stick with like the crochet method. And when it comes to hairline, I like to sculpt the hairline out. Um, Not try to grip every
okay.
strand that's
Right,
laying on the
right,
hairline, because
yes.
it's imperative that you don't put that kind of tension on that area, because it's going to be the first to release itself, pull from the scalp. And that's not the goal. The goal is to maintain a healthy hairline. So when it comes to palm rolling, when it comes to cornrowing, flat twist, two strand twist, I'm not what you call heavy handed around the hairline. I can't be,
Mhm.
because that goes against what I'm teaching. So most clients say I'm not heavy handed anyway. Um, Not when it comes to that. I have to apply tension in other areas, and I do it in different ways. And then at the end, if it is every strand is not laying, then I'll use the Sanex strip. The Sanex strip is your friend. I put that under when you go under the dryer. The like nice black strip. It's very porous, but it calms all fuzzies. It calls all the hairs to lay down in place, and it works beautifully, and it lasts. And I even recommend for clients to purchase a pack. It's like $1.99. And you get a nice thick roll, at your local beauty supplies, and use that. Don't try to brush the edges into the style, because all that heavy brushing from that boar bristle hair can start to thin the hair. And over time, if that hair is so thin because you're consistently brushing, then
You're
you're
irritating it.
brushing it
You're
out.
irritating it. It's
Okay.
just, people forget when you wash your face, you wash your hairline too. So you
Mm-hmm.
putting that tension on it as well as you trying to get the baby hair
Manipulate
out.
that. Yep.
And whether you use a toothbrush or a brush, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's call a spade a spade. It's still you bring attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that cute baby hair that you had when you was little, I promise you, that's not the same hair that you think you work with at 40, 50 years old, or either 30, 40, 50 years old. That hair is gone, baby. This is something new that you don't pull down and it done broke off, and now you say, oh, that's the baby
Trying
hair.
to
No, that
put that.
hair supposed to have been something else. It's supposed to have been with the rest of this hair.
So
Also,
yeah.
and for those of you that have done that and didn't take advice of your cosmetologist or didn't take advice of yourself when you noticed that your hairlines was thinning, a razor shade
Mm-hmm.
over my scalp works
Mm-hmm.
great for hairlines and for the
Helps
crown of your hair.
rejuvenate. Yeah.
Yes, it does. I have 7 ingredients in that product. I created that product because as I got older, I noticed I was thinning and I needed something.
Mm-hmm.
So, it has all the nice ingredients like peppermint and basil and aloe vera. It's just, I just put the combination together with pomegranate, cranberry, rosemary, and it's
Mm.
just, put it on the scalp, it just releases. It's like,
Sounds delightful.
it is. And it works. It works. Isn't that right,
Yes.
Tish?
Yes. Yes, it does. All those delightful ingredients into one bottle.
Yes,
Yes.
I did. I put that together myself. And I noticed, not only do when I put it on my hairline, but I use it like now that I have my hair natural, I use it throughout, and it has really promote my hair to have grown. So it really and truly works. It stimulates the root. If you have, and I tell anyone, if you got your hair like this, and they say you and got alopecia, if you've been diagnosed with alopecia, or you're allowing somebody else to diagnose you, $50 try is a lot cheaper than $1,000 injections.
Mm.
So if it's something underneath there, if you that root, it might be sleep, it could be dormant. It just need to be
Mhm.
woke up. Just wake up. That's
Mhm.
the woke. Need to be woke. Take the razor shade, the on my scalp, and see if that will stimulate. Now, if it's been like that for a long time, I'm here to tell you, don't think that when the hair start growing, you're gonna have this strong black hair coming out or whatever color your natural is. It doesn't happen that way. It take time and it will come back, but
Mhm.
you gotta work with it. Now I'm not saying for you to sit every night and just rub it and rub it, because you can rub it out.
Mhm.
You give it enough love and attention, and that's why with my products I always recommend using 3 times a week. For those of you that have that bottle for an ounce and a half, the reason yours goes so fast is because you're trying to use it every day. I say with my instructions, once every 3 days, and you only need never a pencil drop.
That
And it's,
dab.
yep, that's it. That's it. That's it. Can you
Mhm.
put it all over? Of course you can. But I want you to concentrate on the areas that's thin, that needs the strength first. Because if you got all this hair here and you thin in here, I need you to focus on this area.
And Maria, one
Those
thing that I want to share is when you do start to stimulate that hair, ladies and gentlemen, don't go back to
Mhm.
your old habits. Once that hair begins to grow, uh, don't go back to braids a weave because you got just enough to catch up for a braid again, because that's abuse at that point. So if that hair starts to sprout, let it sprout. Don't
out.
go
That's right.
back and continually do the old things that you was doing that caused it to fall out in the first place. And I share that with my
Absolutely.
clients because they're so excited to grow some hair so they can get some braids again. No, it was the braids that caused your hair to fall out, to have that retraction alopecia. And then they look at me like, oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm like, no, no, we're stimulating the growth. It's filling back
Mhm.
in. You're
Right.
being obedient.
Yes.
Don't go back to old habits because you're gonna have
Right.
to start this cycle all over again.
All over again.
And that's not the point. The point is to grow it back healthy, strong, and
Mhm.
move on. Get past this phase. If that hair comes back, allow it to come back without trauma, without,
Yes.
causing it to be, weak again. Because if you start pulling on it again, remember, it may not come back next time. So you don't want to
Yeah.
risk that.
Yes, sir. That's right. And then
I just had to
Tish, you
say
even
that.
talked about how to take care of the scalp
Hmm.
and with the shampoo methods. And I like that one of the methods that you said that you did with your clients, how before you even got to the shampooing itself, share that with the clients because they get that real thick hair and they have haven't shampooed their hair or they have heavy um I want to say dandruff. I don't like using that word, but if you got buildup on your scalp,
Hmm.
how
Hmm.
can you break that down before you even get to the manipulation of the shampooing?
Yeah, because some people just want to jump into the manipulation. But if that hair has, like I say, a buildup on it or extremely dry, I'll do a precondition. I'll precondition that hair so it won't mat immediately if it's been extremely dry from, like, maybe you're coming out of a weave or coming out of braids or crochets and it hasn't had any water on it. Um, and when you take that cankalon hair out, it's thirsty. So it's looking to grab and absorb anything you put on it. So start with the conditioner first. Don't worry about trying to get a deep cleanse right away because that hair will clump and mat. And then you'll spend the next 3 to 4 hours trying to detangle and untangle what you just created because you were so anxious to get the cleansing portion of it going. But once you precondition, let that conditioner soak a little bit, run it all throughout the hair. Every section, use subsection, section, and then subsection some more. You cannot get enough of that. And then that will cause the hair to absorb that first. That's healthy. You want it to absorb the conditioner. Okay.
Yeah.
Then once you feel like, okay, got that done, detangled, then wet it down. You'll see the
Mm-hmm.
big difference in the hair. Then add your moisturizing shampoo. Don't go for the
Mm-hmm.
deep cleanser yet, okay? Because that
Mm-hmm.
hair, again, it's ready. It's ready to suck it all in. And so if you do the moisturizing, so remember you just rinsed off the conditioner, and then sometimes I'll mix some more of that conditioner with that moisturizing
Mm-hmm.
shampoo before I grab that deep cleansing, because the cleanser is gonna go in and do its job, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But your hair has another job that it's trying to do. It's trying to it's trying to morph together because it's thirsty. Okay, please
Mm-hmm.
understand that it will clump. And so the
Okay.
minute you get your softening agents in there, then you slowly add the cleanser. Meanwhile, still adding your conditioner because that cleanser can be potent. Because most people are like, it's itching so bad, I just want to get in there. I understand that, but you're going to have to you're going to lose so much hair because all that hair that has not been released from your braids is just trapped in there, and it's tangling up with all the existing hair. And so trying to get that hair out can be a challenge. And more people end up saying, you know what, forget it, just cut it all off. But you done spent the last 2, 3 months trying to grow it. So these are some
Uh-huh.
techniques that I'm sharing with you that can help you prevent losing your hair at that time when you get frustrated.
Uh-huh.
Condition that hair, pre-condition it, moisturizing shampoo first
Yes.
before
Yes.
you do the deep cleanse. Okay, save that for last. And as you're saving it for last, still slowly add some of that conditioner. That helps so much. And you'll save a whole lot of time. You'll thank me. You'll thank me later, trust me. That is an excellent technique that I've, discovered along, the journey of helping women not lose their hair. You work too hard. And I tell them, you work too hard to try to grow it. We're not going to sit here and get frustrated because you allowed it to mat. Okay. So we're gonna show you some techniques so you don't have to ever repeat this again. You can have a enjoyable experience removing this
I just
infection.
I know about it because I wear this style for um anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
then it takes me for me to do my own hair. It take anywhere from 6 to 7 hours just to for the shampoo, the color, the
Mm.
shampoo, and to
Oh yeah,
twist.
you're adding
It's
color
a
in that regimen.
whole day. There's nothing that I can do that day. So that's why I do enjoy when I come to the cosmetologist and she won't take 9 hours to do my hair. Because it's that's an all day process. Woo.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I can't do like to say, oh, you shampoo your hair every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I said, mm-mm. I said when I created my product, I made sure I I created something that will break down naturally on the scalp, absorbs, and we don't have to go through all of that shampoo and the conditioner every 2 or 3 weeks from a buildup. It's non-comedogenic. It is it absorbs right into the pores.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a great concept you created because not a lot of products are able to do that. Because there's so many fillers, it's gonna, coagulate at the surface. So by you
Hmm.
having these natural products, these natural ingredients, it actually does penetrate without the buildup. And
Yes,
that is amazing within itself. So once again, find products that work in your favor and you're not
fever.
working
That's right.
against. Yes. Work, like I said, working against the whole purpose. You want to be able to detangle
Hmm.
smoothly without ripping the hair out, because
Hmm.
frustration can kick in, especially if you have a lot of hair. And
Hmm.
fine hair can tangle and intertwine and cause a lot of snapping and shedding unnecessarily. So when you have the proper products, you don't have to work as hard. And I share that
You
with people all
sure
the time.
don't. No,
You
you
do
don't.
not have
And then
it
when you
will not
lose
have to be
hair,
a hassle. Right.
no. When you start losing hair, like I lost a lot of hair through menopause,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't lose faith. I knew that it was healthy. I knew it was a
Mm-hmm.
process, and I kept going.
Mm-hmm.
If I was
Yeah.
not prepared, I would have been that person that's, panicking, cut it off, it's coming out anyway. I was prepared. And it was
Yeah.
it's strong, it's healthy, but I saw the results of so I can imagine other people or anybody else that lose that amount of hair through going through the change, how they feel. I mean, if they weren't prepared for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And preparation does, play a major role when it comes of hair care. If you have the proper ingredients lined up, implements and things of that nature, when you go to, attempt to shampoo that hair, conditioner, it's a pleasurable experience. It's not a frustrating experience because you have everything in place. It makes
Yeah.
the experience more pleasurable. You can enjoy
Mhm.
combing your hair, detangling, blow drying it, plaiting it, whatever you do, whatever your regimen is afterwards, whether you have your little dryer at home, wrap and curl, or what have you, wearing your natural wet and go. You don't have to have 5,000 products under your counter. When you got great
You got that
product,
right.
your hair will applaud you. I tell us, it's going to applaud you. You're going to see the results. Um, in a timely fashion. Okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes our hair is resilient. Sometimes you see an overnight change. You're like, oh man, whatever that was, that made my hair
Mhm.
feel so good. You know,
Mhm.
but it depends on what type of work in progress that you're facing. If you're
Exactly.
in repair, coming from um, trauma, meaning braids that just removed all your oils and caused a lot of breakage, or medication, that can play a role. Everybody's body starts to change and shift, and medications can have an impact on your
Mm-hmm.
hair, the quality of hair that is sprouting forth from the scalp. It does make a difference. So be mindful that some of your medications, and we did speak on that, medication can
Yes.
alter hair type
Mm-hmm.
and texture. Okay. Um, Over time, your texture will change. It can change. It's going to change. Okay.
It's going to.
Yeah, it's going to change. And so you have to be prepared for that. Be mindful that high blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, kidney medication, all those things, dialysis can make a difference in what's coming out of the scalp because it's an appendage. Anything that grows from the skin or from the scalp is an appendage. It's an extension of what's on
That's
the
right.
inside. So be
Even the
mindful. So
nails. Even the
patient, yes,
nails.
nails
Uh-huh.
are an appendage of the skin. So be mindful and be patient. And like I said, better products can make a difference in how your
Mm-hmm.
hair responds. Okay, so be patient and pack that too.
Now, quickly, Tish, it's one thing that we don't, it's one style that we don't have to have all the moisture, all the conditioner. Actually, we run away from that. And you talked about that.
Yes.
So we're going to just kind of wrap it up with that because by the time you get
Yep.
finished telling that, that takes a whole hour by itself. What style is that, Tish, that
That would
you
be
don't?
locks. Yes. Yes, that would be your locks.
So
That
you
you
need to
treat the
run
hair
away
the
from
opposite.
conditioners.
Yes, the opposite because you want the hair to mat. It's a uniform mat. That's what locks are. And so when you're trying to lock, like we've shared before, you don't want all that conditioner. You don't want all those moisturizers because it prolongs the process. So for those who are in the process of wondering why my hair is not locking, why is it not, and I said, what are you doing? I said, well, I oil it every day. I put a deep conditioner. I'm like, that would be it. And it's like they're looking at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, you cannot do that. If this is the route you're going, hear my words, avoid conditioner. And oil. Avoid conditioner and oil.
Wow.
You just want to do deep cleansing, removing the oil, removing all of the natural oils. You can add it in later, okay? But at the beginning, within the first, I would say 4 to 6 months, because it takes a minute. And depending on the texture, if your hair produces a lot of oil, then you may take a little longer. But there are techniques to kind of help strip. I talk about the lemon water in a squirt bottle, fresh lemon, okay, in a squirt bottle, and you just kind of spray mist, and over time, within a couple of weeks, that hair is so nicely dried out.
Mhm.
It's gonna mat. It's gonna start to clump, and that's when you start your palm rolling, getting it to the shape and the size that you want. So that kind of helps speed up the process. It helps kind of keep that oil production down, and that's what you want when you're trying to do the locking process. Yeah.
Uh, O'Shaughnessy, you're asking, what can I do for spots in the front of my hair? What is going on with the front of your hair?
Yeah, what kind of
Is it,
spots?
yeah, what kind of spots you got going on? Because you need some either the Riz or Shade, the Oh My Scalp, or the Oh My Scalp hemp serum. And that hemp serum will really help out. But I need to know, oh,
What
it's
type?
thinning. It's thinning. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Back in the day, O'Shaughnessy used to work for me. And her mother and her like family to me. And she had a whole bunch of hair. So now you tell me you don't have no hair? Uh-huh. All
It's
that
thinnest.
pulling
She
them
ain't say she
braids.
ain't finna.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We tried to tell you when you was young. Okay. But
So get
now,
the list.
now that you done came up here, you're closer to my age. Now it's thinning. Okay. All right. Well, I'm here to tell you, I know where yours come from. All that, those different hairstyles,
Mm,
braids, and just by being just I tell people this in the front of your head, because we do so much, because we're looking in the mirror. Some people,
That's the
I'll
first
never
thing you
forget,
see.
I had clients that said they could turn their head around because the hair will be healthy, so healthy back here compared to the front. But I'm here to tell you, you would damage that too because you want that to be look a certain way, and you pay so much attention that it thins the hair out. So, Ashanti, I need for you to go to my website, Ariz O'Shea, and look at the On My Scalp, the treatment or the serum, and start there and see if we can get the hair to thicken up around your edges, because over time that's what happened. And then it could be stress, it could be medication. I don't know, I haven't seen you in years, so it could be a combination of everything. It might not just be that.
Hmm.
So but you need to call me and let's talk about it, because baby, you had some hair. You had, oh my goodness, you had a lot of thick hair. So I can't imagine. I know that really messes with your psyche. So let's see if we can do something about it, okay? I really appreciate that question. So Tish,
Absolutely.
you did a nice little recap. I really
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
it. We touched on some things, and hopefully those that's listening, I want to say thank you. We appreciate you
Thank
listening to us
you.
every Monday at
Absolutely.
9 o'clock. I mean,
Come
always
out.
welcome to call in, and if you want to if you, thank you, O'Shaughnessy. And if you want to be a guest, all you have to do is text us. I'm on Instagram, Facebook,
Hmm.
and YouTube. Just leave me a message, and I'll be glad to answer. So, yeah, this has been great, Tish. This has absolutely been
Absolutely. I
wonderful.
hope we were able to answer the questions or the concerns that was, floating out there. And I'm glad we were able to do some of the recap as well. Every few months, we'll do a recap, for those who
Yes.
missed the beginning. And that allows us to kind of go back over some important tips that we have shared and given out as well. So, yeah, we definitely want to do this again. And stay
Hmm.
tuned. You'll be able to catch and recap on what we've
That's right.
briefed the world about when it comes
That's
to everything start with H and ends in R. Everything hair,
right.
right?
That's it. Right. So look out for our highlights of what our topic's going to be. And like I said, if
Hmm.
you want to be a guest, all you have to do is reach out.
Reach out.
ArizO'Shea.com, ArizO'Shea@gmail.com, or you can go into YouTube and hit subscribe, and you can leave me a message. So thank you guys. This has been great. Tish, we did it. Sounds
We
good.
did it
We look
yet
good.
again.
And here we go. And we have
Yeah,
some
and,
more to
and,
talk
and
about
zero
next week
feedback. That's
at
the problem.
9 p.m.
That's
right
the
here.
plus. Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
This podcast was made possible by Rockastava Productions. For your podcast or any other video production, contact Rockastava Productions by email rockastava2@gmail.com or just call 443-272-1172.